Hey, how we doing?
So straight questions, guys.
Matt, are you a coach that believes a team makes its biggest jump from the first game to the second game? And what could that look like for Nebraska?
Yeah, I don't know if that's true, but I believe it because Coach Paterno used to say it to us all the time. And so I think the reason you feel that way is because you finally have a chance to see yourself play somebody else. And once you played somebody else, you see how you react. And then you can kind of go back and look at it, right? I think anytime you play like a team, you played them last year and you play them this year, you can go back and watch that game. Most times and see. So, yeah, I think you make a big jump. I think we made a jump this week. I think we were able to look at the game and see the things from last week that we didn't do well. Look at some players and see what their natural strengths are. We came out of that game healthy, and you just start stacking days, right? We had 3 days and pads this week to really get some work done. So I think we're getting a little bit better every day.
I know you're excited about the night environment, but what's the key to keep guys from bouncing off the walls all day before a night game and you have this front of them?
Yeah, it's just a slow burn. Like they won't. I mean, they won't. We bring them over here if they want. So they can come over here during the day. Like I'll come over here and I don't know if you can say I'll work out, but I'll do something just to burn off energy. I'll walk or something, and I'll get around the guys. But we have the opportunity to watch some games. It's so much harder when you have a Thursday or Friday night game because you're watching, General Hospital. On Saturday you can watch some games. I think the biggest thing you have to worry about is not getting too emotionally invested in the game because it's not your game, But yeah, I mean, we're going to play a lot of night games. I think we're going to be a team that people want to have on national TV, primetime games, hopefully eventually. So we got to get used to it. But we'll come over here. We'll scatter some meals, give them some free time, and then when the time comes, be ready to go.
Do you anticipate using the same pecking order of running back that you did last week?
Yeah. I mean, there's still a lot of it's by play, so it's really, I don't even know how I haven't seen Sat and the offensive staff's openers yet. So, it could be really any of the guys to start it. But Ramir, the first time we go out on third down, Ramir will take those snaps. And, so I think it'll be pretty close to the same. It's just I don't know how exactly the game will start, to be honest with you.
For some of the guys who weren't ready for UTEP, Blyhill, Lutovsky, Gunner, are they ready to go for this one?
Yep, they're all right. They're all up.
Sort of the same formulaic kicker as you had the first week.
I think Tristan would be the kicker. I think there's probably a spot maybe where we could use Hull, but I think we feel really good about where Tristan's at right now. And John, once he settled down in the game, kicked off the second 2 kicks. He kicked them with over 4 second hang time. Kicked the ball through the end zone. So, Tristan's our field goal kicker.
As the future schedules sit right now, there isn't another game on the books between Nebraska and Colorado moving forward. What do you hope for this rivalry?
I have no thoughts on that, honestly. I think none of us really know what the world's going to be like here soon, and until all the conferences have we all play the same amount of conference games. As I've said to you before, if they would have said to me last year, like, hey, we're going to schedule UCLA and USC of the non-con in the same year, I'd have thrown a fit. Well, here they are. So, I don't know that. Troy, the good thing about having Troy will handle all those things. I'm kind of just very much in the moment. I do think it's great we're playing, but I don't know what'll happen.
Hey Matt, with the heated rivalry and all the eyeballs, all the cameras and stuff on this game, what's the message to the players when it comes to just keeping composure on the field when just a heated electric environment?
Yeah, I mean, it's the same message we have all the time. I mean, to me, when we play, we're worried about us. We try to play one snap at a time. I mean, if you come to practice or if you listen to something I say on Chasing 3, it's pretty much always the same thing, right? Play together, play one snap at a time, get ready to go compete. So, if we play differently because of who we're playing, then we're not really who we say we are. We play to our standard, and sometimes we don't get to our standard, but the goal this week is to play to our standard, and TV cameras and eyeballs watching shouldn't affect that. I'm sure it does in human nature, but we don't want it to, and so we're trying to. I showed them the Bud Crawford Errol Spence fight this week, and you see just the way Terrence Crawford goes out there to fight, and just the way he's just so stoic and stone-faced and methodical, and he just keeps that jab going. He walks in, he takes a punch, counter punch, and just it's not a lot of emotion and rah-rah, not a lot of flash. He's even dapping up he's even dapping up Spence after the 7th round where he knocked him down for the second time. You know, I mean, like he just respects his opponent, but he's just closing the distance, biding his time, and then the 9th, you know, he attacks. And so that picture of what that great, you know, a great boxer who's obviously local, but a great boxer looks like, that to me is what a great football team looks like. It's not emotional. It's not swinging from side to side. It's just very methodical and stoic and stone-faced. And so, yeah, so I hope we play that way. You know, there'll be some young guys, I'm sure they'll get lost a little bit in the moment, but I also want us to enjoy this. You know, I also want us to enjoy this. You know, we're obviously having this opportunity because of Colorado and what they bring, but our fans are here because of us, and so we'll play for our fans, and we'll play for our families, we'll play for each other, and play for the state of Nebraska and all the Husker fans out there, and see what happens.
What are some of the most intense crowd games that you've ever been a part of?
I would say there were mainly road games. I've never coached in this environment before, right? So as a home environment, like we didn't have that at Temple. We had a great environment at Baylor, but not this. And we didn't have it in Carolina. First year was COVID, and so it's just a different. So I've never had that. NFL stadiums, as I've said, are different. But you know, I'd say when I was at Temple going to Penn State. I mean, Penn State's really, really loud. You know, it's Steel Stadium. I mean, even the double-ear thing hasn't worked. In the American, honestly, going to UCF was like that because they're another Steel Stadium that just reverberates. But I'd say the loudest place I've probably ever been would probably be Penn State.
Is there anything new on Javen, right? How's he doing?
Yeah, it's funny you said that. We got a really positive update on him today. So, you know, things are trending in the right direction for him to come back at some point and sooner than later. So, you know, but again, there's a lot of steps that have to happen. So I don't want to put the cart before the horse, but, you know, he's battling and doing everything right. So we got a really good report literally this morning. So I got a little pep in my step for him. So pretty cool. You see, like when the defense huddles up to go out, he always goes out with them. So it's, you know, it's like, hey, I can't be out there, so play. You know, I'm out there in spirit, though. It's pretty cool.
Anything else for Coach? All good.
Guys, we could have done this via text, guys. You could have just texted me a couple questions.
Not gonna see it, like.